Previous uprisings in Egypt and Libya, and the ongoing clashes in Syria, all part of a pseudo-democratic wave sweeping across the Middle Eastern region of North Africa.
In many of these countries, what we're looking at is people who, yes, they do want democratic rights, but to a large extent, quite often, they want democratic rights so that their economic demands can be included in the process.
With free and open elections recently in Egypt and Libya, many in the West have labeled it democracy in action. Professor Simon Reich stops short of that.
So we have an election and we think that somehow the election decides something, but as we see in the Egyptian case, right, we're having an election and then we have the aftermath of the election, which is a power struggle, a question about whether courts really apply. These are very messy processes.
And the people in these countries don't necessarily define democracy the same way people in Europe or the US do.
In most of these countries, they said, yes, we want a democracy. In the majority of these countries, it said, but our version of the democracy should be based on a strict reading of the Quran. Okay? A strict interpretation.
Aydoğan Vatandaş is a Turkish author who has written many books on the region.
Yeah, Turkey is a wonderful model, but I don't think that Egyptian people are ready for the Turkish model yet. And they actually announced that. And they actually said that they are going to take the Saudi Arabian regime as a model.
And so he thinks the people of the North African region, especially those in Egypt, will struggle with religion and government.
They still think that Islam may not be coherent with democracy. They are still thinking about that. I mean, they are not ready to discuss whether Islam and democracy can coexist.